There are no vows more solemn than those they are about to make. We gather here today to celebrate their union and to honor their commitment to not just gazing at each other, but to looking outward together in the same direction. Today, Kayla and Dylan proclaim their love to the world, and we rejoice with them and for them. Our reading: understand I'll slip quietly away from the noisy crowd when I see the pale stars rising, blooming over the oaks. I'll pursue solitary pathways through the pale twilight meadows, with only this one dream: you come too. Kayla and Dylan, we are here to remember and rejoice with you and to recount with one another that it is love that guides us on our path, and to celebrate as you begin this journey together. It is in this spirit that you come here today to exchange these vows. Your marriage requires love, which is a word often used with great vagueness and sentimentality. But we mean something very real when we find ourselves truly in love. Storybook love doesn't conquer all. It's a pretty banner, but it is a different sort of love that makes the difference. This love is a sweet freedom and fulfillment. When we love, we see things other people do not see. We see beneath the surface, and we observe qualities which make this one different and dearer than all others. To see with loving eyes is to know inner beauty. To be loved is to be seen and known as we are known to no other. I'm very happy to say that the love of which we speak is not only this moment we share now. This love is about the days after the happy endings and how we will continue to tell the story of our lives. We dream that tomorrow will grow and fulfill our possibilities. And it's a blessing when someone believes in our dreams of ourselves. And it's a blessing when someone wants to live with us and help make our dreams and aspirations come true. Love of this sort continues to grow. It's not like youth, a moment that comes and goes and is gone, remaining only a memory of something which cannot be recovered. It can grow because it has something to grow upon and to grow with. This is not the forget-me-not and honeysuckle love of childhood, but the kind of love that makes you and keeps you whole, the love that gets you through the worst that your life will give to you, and that pours out of you when you've given the best instead. In the days ahead of you, there will be times of difficulty and conflict. When you find yourself in these situations, I ask that you reflect upon this marriage advice. Let your love be stronger than your anger. Learn the wisdom of compromise, for it is better to bend than to break. Look for the best of your beloved instead of the worst. Confide in your partner and be humble enough to ask for help when you need it. Remember that true friendship is the basis for any lasting relationship, and give your spouse the same courtesies and kindnesses you bestow upon your friends. Say, I love you as often as you can. So, Dylan, do you take Kayla to be your beloved wife? Do you promise to be a tender, faithful partner, husband? Do you promise to love her, to honor and cherish her, in joy and in sorrow, in sickness and in health, and to be to her in all things a good and faithful husband, giving yourself only unto her until the day you die? Kayla, do you take Dylan to be your beloved husband? Do you promise to be a tender, faithful wife? Do you promise to love him, to honor and cherish him, in joy and in sorrow, in sickness and in health, and to be to him in all things a good and faithful wife, and give yourself only unto him until the day you die? And now, Dylan, for your vows to Kayla, please repeat them to her. I, Dylan, take you, Kayla, to be my wife. I promise above all else to live in truth and to communicate fully and fearlessly. I give you my hand and my heart as a sanctuary of warmth and peace. And pledge my love, devotion, faith, and honor as I join my life to you. And Kayla, now you repeat your vows to Dylan. I, Kayla, take you, Dylan, to be my husband. I promise above all else to live in truth and to communicate Traditionally, the marking of the passage to the status of husband and wife is marked by the exchange of rings. These rings are a symbol of unbroken circle of love. Love freely given has no beginning and no end. Love freely given has no giver and no receiver, for each is the giver and the receiver. May these rings remind you always of the vows you've taken here today. May I have the rings, please? Dylan, if you'll take Kayla's rings and place them on her left hand ring finger, please repeat these words to her. I give you this ring as a sign of my love and faithfulness. Put this ring on. Kayla, just place the ring upon Dylan's left hand ring finger. Please repeat, I give you this ring as a sign of my love and faithfulness. This ring I give you. Let these rings serve not as shackles binding yourselves together, but as a sign of unity and the recognition that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Now you will feel no rain, for each of you will be shelter for the other. Now you will feel no cold, for each of you will be warmth for the other. Now there will be no loneliness, for each of you will be companion to the other. Now you are two persons, but there are three lives before you, his life, her life, and your life together. I am now pleased, by the powers vested in me by the state of Alabama, to now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss. Please place your gifts. It's now my humble privilege to introduce for the very first time Kayla and Dylan Sachs. Everybody feel free to go on inside, enjoy some refreshments. The bridal party will rejoin you guys in 15-20 minutes after a few private photographs. Thank you all for coming. Did anybody watch?
I have no idea.